time for another Mindful Monday for you, and I've got another great card to read here. This is a quote from, I'm going to probably butcher this, Epictetus, not sure how that's pronounced, and it goes like this. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. This goes back to the idea that I've mentioned before about going within, right? When you're internally motivated, you're fueled from within, you have the confidence from within yourself, then all things are possible. But when you're external and you're looking at other people, places, or things to fill your cup, you have expectations and expect other people, places, or things to meet those expectations, well, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're relying on yourself and you look within for that and you have your own standards that you agreed upon, and that's what you're going over, then that's a different story, right? Also, another thing to consider is when you're external, you're always comparing. It's a comparison thing, right? It's either I'm better than you or you're better than me and I'm not good enough. Either of those situations is not doing you any good. It's not serving you and it's not serving others. Because if you think you're some almighty, you're so great and you're better than everybody else, well then, number one, that's not true. And so you're lying to yourself. And what does that do? That, honestly, that stunts your growth, right? How are you able to grow if you already think you're better than everybody else? Not true. And the most successful people in the history of mankind did not take this approach. They continue to learn, they continue to work on themselves, they continue to better themselves so they could continue to be successful and go to that next level, raise the bar. So I encourage you to raise the bar. What is the next bar level for yourself? All right. And then, of course, if you're comparing yourself and saying you're better than me or I'm not good enough, now all of a sudden that brings about self-doubt. That lowers your confidence level. That makes you feel exhausted inside to the point where, I don't know, maybe you get depressed. Maybe you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. Maybe you don't want to go about your day. Maybe you are thinking just all these negative thoughts. So that's not serving you. So again, this card to me is all about going within, finding that internal drive and motivation within. And if you struggle with that, please reach out because we have a great tool for you to learn that and figure that out for yourself. Now, on the back of this card, there are always a few questions, at least one question. In this case, there are 3. So this is something to think about to yourself and honestly contemplate these questions, all right? First question, what is a quality in others that I have low tolerance for? Second question, can I locate this quality within myself? So what quality do others have that I have low tolerance for? And then do I see that same quality come about within myself? And lastly, can I have grace with myself and others for being imperfect? Now, I'll go right to the last one. It's an easy answer. Yes, absolutely. You can and you should have grace for yourself and for others for being imperfect because we're all imperfect. We're all here in this together and we're all fighting this fight together. We're all going through and living the human condition together. Remember that you are imperfect, everybody else is imperfect. And one of the 4 agreements, your best. Always do your best. That's what you need to do. Set your standards, do everything in your power to crush those standards, do your best. And when you're not successful at that, look at the situation, understand what happened, figure out why it happened, but don't go to yourself and say, I'm stupid, I suck, I'm not good enough, or don't go to somebody else. You're stupid, you suck, you're not good enough. Don't do that because that's how you end up with no friends. That's how you end up with nobody in your life that truly cares about you, that you care about. We don't want that, all right? We want this to be something where it fosters good relationships and keeps you going with a positive mindset, positive attitude, a positive outlook, and striving for continued success.